speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer sorrow. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me know send me a figure flee. Me I fi take away me say. Me I fi take away me say. Me I fi hide like a thief in the night. Me I fi get out the side. Me I fi take away me say. I fi take away me say. I fi utilize I weeds. Surely I leave where I this relationship I'm gonna desist. But how can I face you when all I wanna do is just taste you? I know you think I play me, I play, but soon you're gonna see the light of day. Just relax, don't move an inch. I'll be gone in a pinch. May I feel take away myself. May I feel take away myself. May I feel I like a thief in the night. May I forget out the side. May I feel take away myself.
Greetings, kings and queens. Welcome to another Real Stuff podcast. Today we have a special guest, none other than the poet, spoken word artist, Richie Innocent. Richie will be here with us at 10:30, and he's gonna tell us about his story, the music and his work, and of course also we're gonna touch on a little bit of everything pertaining to his life story. Also we have Flavius with Did You Know? So Flavius is on the line with me as well. So Flavius, morning, sir.
Morning to you too, sir. Morning, listeners. Another Friday, another weekend in the offering. Good, nice sunshine where I am. You know, we haven't had rain for a few days. You know, and the construction I told you about is really moving at pace, you know.
They say construction moving at pace.
Yeah, man, them seem to be moving fast. I see all kind of trucks going up there with material or whatever. But we have already reaped some benefits from it. Because apparently the equipment damaged the water pipe. So we had no water yesterday. But apparently, speaking to the waterman this morning, he said he had when they're digging out to fix the road, they damaged the water main, and they had to go up yesterday and replace them. But he said those that he was replaced needed to have been replaced a long time ago. And the water pressure coming down to me now, oh boy. It is super powerful. Probably too powerful.
Don't talk yet. Don't might cut it down.
No.
Accept what you're getting.
Yeah, man, I spoke to him this morning and him say the line was very old, you know, with old pipes and all that, and kind of partially clogged up and all that. Removed everything and put in new pipes. That's why everything is flowing so nicely.
Okay. Good for you, man. Good for you.
Good for the community. Yeah, man.
That's what we want.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
That's what you guys want.
Yeah, they want good water system, you know, they want efficient, you know, they want a good roads for the people, in that area. Long time they have been crying out. Long time. So finally, you know, what the song say? It come at last. At last it's...
That's good. That is good. Well, tell you what.
Something this morning. I saw you. I saw you send me something. I saw you send me something about the
Maroons.
Well, it was when you sent it to me. It was the upcoming year, but in the wee hours of this morning, somebody sent me the results.
Okay.
So I sent that to you. Yeah.
All right.
There's a new kernel in a compound.
Yeah. I'll tell you what.
That neighbor didn't hear much about.
Yeah, before we get into that a little bit, we're gonna make you do your did you know, then we can get for talk and then bring in Richie Innocent.
Okay, no,
all right.
Yeah.
So just gonna play Innocent Blood by Richie Innocent and the Raga, and then Flavors, is gonna do his did you know, and we do some little chit chat. All right.
Just making a little chicken and you tell now and now. You laugh for us break to give us strength, you know. Yeah, man. I'll be innocent too, to see I'm gonna be innocent blood bleeds in the city. Them not no love in the city. Because of mankind's barbaric tendency. Innocent blood bleeds in the city. What do we get from all of these cruelty? This used to be my playground where only happiness was found. Now it becomes a battlefield. Now I hear no more laughter, just the sounds of disaster. No one has no mercy to help us, please. When you never know this dark, help us, please. Oh yeah, I told them we are under siege. Can somebody help us, please? Life won't be such fun. If the youths them take their mind from the gun again, even with divine intervention, for love we need a son.
Okay, Innocent Blood. So Flavius.
Yes, sir.
All right. What do we have this morning for Did You Know?
Did you know that entire airports are now being powered by the sun?
Do you know the top 8 solar-powered airports in the world? Well, they are Cochin International Airport, India, Gautam Buddha International Airport in Nepal. Number 3, Chattanooga Airport, Tennessee, US. 4, George Airport, South Africa. 5, we will skip momentarily. 6, Tampa International Airport, Tampa, Florida. 7, San Diego International Airport, California, US. 8, Minneapolis St. Paul International Airport, that will be the US. So we get back to number 5. Number 5, Antigua International Airport, Antigua and Barbuda, the Caribbean. So the Caribbean have one in that list of 8. The Antigua International Airport in the Caribbean, with a 3 megawatt solar panel, started producing solar electricity in 2016. The airport will deliver up to 4.6 gigawatt annually and will meet most of its electricity needs and help reduce the country's imports of fossil fuels. The installation of this 3 megawatt airport solar energy plant is the first step of a 10 megawatt clean energy project cluster to be implemented by the government of Antigua and Barbuda. The clean energy approach, with a $4.5 million investment at the airport, has set an example for the Caribbean. And I must tell you, the Caribbean is following, because Argyle International Airport in St. Vincent and the Grenadines is fully solar powered. That is Did You Know for today.
This place is nice, wanna do everything twice. Yes, I feel as if I'm in a paradise. No matter the season, you got every reason. This place is another little heaven. East or west, I couldn't care less. Ooh, this place, it is definitely blessed. My own homeland. North or south, feel free to wander about. You can jump, dance, or sing and shout in my own homeland. Give yourself a treat, a few days or a week, and you will see just what.
Did You Know is brought to you courtesy of Slowly Jamaica, uniquely Caribbean. So in case you didn't know, now you know.
See my friend.
Hi, this is Pam Hall, and I'm inviting you to hang out with Flavius and Franco on the Real Stuff podcast. They're such great company.
Yes, indeed. We are back. So Flavius, as you were saying earlier about the new colonel.
No, go there. I'm hearing that Montego Bay Airport, Donald Sangster, it is also started, I think, the process.
Okay.
Of the solar thing in Jamaica, and I think some of the ones have been starting too. So hopefully soon you have all the airports as a start that are fully powered by solar, and that will take that will save so much money, and of course the carbon emissions and all that will get rid of all that out of the atmosphere. So it's clean air, clean power that is coming all over the place now. And the Caribbean is fairly clean already, and that will push it over the edge. People are going to be coming to the Caribbean by droves because the air is so clean.
All right, let's see.
Yep.
Okay, as you were saying about a compound.
Yeah, we have to, firstly congratulate the change of government in a compound. I don't know if anything official has come out, but I got something this morning that you have a new person in charge in a compound. But we, in the coming days and the weekend, I'll hear more about that and what has really happened, and how the people are celebrating and all that, because apparently it was a big win.
Yeah, the big when was the celebration there? It was New Year's Day, right?
No, the 6th of January, I think.
Okay, but during that time they had some big controversy going on, right?
Oh yeah. So that probably caused the change, but I think the reporter was saying that Mr. Williams was there for 2 terms already.
So what's the name of the new colonel? Hold on, is it Curry?
Curry, yes.
Curry. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, Curry.
Yeah.
Colonel is Curry.
Yeah.
So some changes.
I'm not sure if I know him or I'm not sure.
Let's hope the direction, that they decide to go, will be on the right path.
It's on the right path for the Maroons and for them. Yeah, hopefully. So. But sometimes, you have a newness. You have new people, new ideas. I think they're saying he's a university graduate and all that.
Okay.
Yeah, and he has some friends in the musical fraternity that are supporting him.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I did saw the report. That's the name of a few of the artists.
Yeah.
They did. Okay, so that is okay.
Top flight artists,
But even so, the council, just like how you Charlestown have their council, right?
Yeah.
They have a council that support him as well.
Yes, you will have. I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
It's obvious that the people, the Maroons of no, I'm not sure how the process goes. I don't know if he picks his own people or whatever. I don't know.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that the people, he got the majority vote, so the people themselves voted him in. So I don't know how the structure of the government is. I can find out, I mean, in Charlestown, you have the colonel and then you have some captains below her, and go right down. I don't know if it's the same type of thing you have there.
Okay.
And of course, with all of that, you have elders. And these elders, probably even higher than the colonel.
Let's hope him have the ideas that a lot of people are looking. The suggestions that people are saying that they need to be, the Maroons in Jamaica need to come together as under one banner so they can have a sovereignty and a day of celebration for all Maroons.
Yeah, what the article is saying that he went to a good high school. He went to a prominent high school. Let's put it that way. And he went to, I think, the University of Technology or something like that. I think he went to Monroe College. So he's what I would call an educated person.
Doesn't mean not much till if you know.
No, you have to have humility, and you have to have
exactly, yeah.
And you have to have the thing that most people don't even dream about. What Teddy always talk about, common sense. So all we have to do is basically sit back and hear what he's saying and what he proposed to do and all that, and you can see the direction that they're going.
All right, sound good to me.
I don't know how that will affect the secretariat, because I know they have the Maroon secretariat, all the Maroons coming together. So, but in the next few weeks or so, we will hear exactly what is proposed and what is happening, because of course, Akompong is a very prominent and powerful Maroon community.
Yeah.
And whatever they do will affect all the other Maroons, and of course it will affect the country of Jamaica also.
Yeah, man, that sounds good. So, by the way, Charlestown will have their thing this year as well, right? Their choir day.
Speaking about that, no, they're actually having the 12th annual International Maroon Conference. This year is going to be a 2-day event on the 23rd and the 24th of June.
Okay.
Days has varied from 1 to 4. I think probably even 5 one time. But this year is going to be a virtual event for 2 days. First day on the 23rd is the regular Kwawo Day celebrations. And on the 24th, you can have the academic panels and culture presentations and all and the like.
The whole 9 yards.
2 days. Yeah, 2 days. Yeah, the whole 9 yards. The 2 days of really, crammed together activities of the Charlestown Maroons.
You put it cramped together.
Yeah, because of recent times, it has been 4 days, 3 to 4 days. But now, because of the whole pandemic and
worldwide scared.
Yeah, the virtual part of it. It's going to they decide just to do the 2 days, but the 2 days we'll have everything that the 4 days will have, probably in lesser amounts, but they will have everything.
All right then, I'm gonna cut you for a minute here. I'm bringing Richie. All right.
Yeah, man.
Okay,
man.
then. So I'm gonna play this song first before bringing Richie spot. Richie Innocent.
Remembering this. Are the good old days, man, I remember my friend. Wondering if they'll ever come back again. Especially when we are living in a present world that is saturated with so much problems and so many homes are broken. Golden years, man, I remember my friend. When them a go come back again. In the olden golden days, life was much better because the people them used to love them one another from both town and in the country area. Because them time there, the bond was much stronger and everyone was them brother and sister keeper. But it's like yesteryears and nowadays differ because the love disappear. We used to bind us together. Me love Jamaica, me not sell out. Remember the days of manners and courtesy when you could have never disrespect the elderly, much less for think for y'all not tell them howdy. Remember when your grandparents used to tell we story about brother Tukuma and brother Nancy. Remember when we help each other in the community, give an helping hand, and the hand was willingly. Remember when nobody never die violently. But nowadays, at the order of the day in a society, we grandparents used to call we and tell we sit down. Words like love, share, care, and respect we came from granny tongue. When all the days were near, Granny would have said, come, go give this to Miss Mia Marsekel and run. Tell them of when Christmas or Independence come. And for Easter, she never give no cheese and bun. Where she give us gift of food she read from her gum. And in return, she get all a bowl of run down. Them time there for help people, it was fun to see a job in the community well done. But nowadays, me no know where this Samaritan turn. Cause as you ask a favor, a man said dollars have to run. Under the tree with a glass of lemonade, jumping on the river when me ready for bed. No boy can't buy me out, me no foreign minded, now you compare to Jamaica. Granny used to be a bammy and pudding from bitter cassava. At the backyard kitchen where Pachi sit down and grate her. Make a sham from her can where she beat in a mortar. And them time there, my grandparents was stronger. I wonder if you realize how them used to live longer. And a big respect used to go to the farmer. Because they never did I use no fertilizer. But I be a radioactive genetic engineer food man have a swallow, and I drink the most artificial flavor. I eat a give it pressure, and I eat a give it sugar. I wonder if you don't realize I eat a give it cancer. The wonder. Remembering this. At the good old days, man, I remember my friend, wondering if they'll ever come back again. Especially when we are living in a present world that is saturated with so much problems and so many homes are broken. Golden years, man, I remember my friend, when them are go come back again. In the olden golden days, life was much better because the people them used to love them one another from both town and in the country area. Because them time there, the bond was much stronger, and everyone was them brother and sister keeper. But it's like yesteryears and nowadays differ because the love disappear where used to bind us together. Remember the days of manners and courtesy when you could have never disrespect the elderly, much less for think for y'all not tell them howdy. Remember when your grandparents used to tell you a story about brother Tukuma and brother Nancy. Remember when we help each other in the community, give an helping hand, and the hand was willingly. Remember when nobody never died violently, but nowadays at the order of the day in a society. We grandparents used to call we and tell we sit down. Words like love, share, care, and respect we came from granny tongue. When all the days were near, granny would have said, come, go give this to Miss Mia Ezekiel and run. Tell them of when Christmas or Independence come. And for Easter, she never give no cheese and bun. Where she give us gift of food she reap from her ground. And in return, she get all a bowl a run down. Them time there for help people, it was fun to see a job in the community well done. But nowadays, me no know where this Samaritan ton. Cause as you ask a favor, a man said dollars have to run. Granny used to be a bammy and pudding from bitter cassava. Had the backyard kitchen where Pachi sit down and grate her. Make a sham from her can where she beat in a mortar. And them time there, my grandparents was stronger. I wonder if you realize how them used to live longer. And a big respect used to go to the farmer. Because them never did I use no fertilizer, but I be a radioactive genetic engineer food man have a swallow, and I drink the most artificial flavor. I eat a give it pressure, and I eat a give it sugar. I wonder if you don't realize I eat a give it cancer. At the good old days, man, I remember my friend wondering if they'll ever come back again. Golden years, man, I remember my friend wondering if they'll ever come back again.
Ever so often an artist emerges on the entertainment scene who has talent to transform a genre or an art form to new heights. Dub poet, spoken word artist Richie Innocent is one such artist. Real Stuff Podcast, put your hands together as we welcome Richie Innocent.
Yeah, man, blessed love. It's an honor. Yeah, man, it's an honor to be on Real Stuff Podcast. Yeah, man, you don't know. Blessings.
Yeah, man, every time. So every time. We're going to dive right into it. This is not an interview. This is a chat session. This is a reasoning session. So,
blessings.
Just relax, feel free to talk, and just express yourself as best as you can, and just tell the story if you can tell a story in the form that you're good at. Because as I said to Flavius and Courtney all the time, I get to realize that the poets are people who have a lot of stuff on their mind. So we have the platform right here. the Real Stuff podcast. So, how's the family? How's the family doing, man?
Well, the family is doing good, you know. The family is doing good. Give thanks to life, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the children are okay, you know. You know, my wife is okay. You know, mother, father is okay. You know what I mean? And my friends also, they are okay, you know what I mean? So,
All right.
you know, it's a joy.
Yeah, man. Glad for know that.
Yeah, man,
Glad for know that.
Yes, man. Yeah, man, and thanks for asking, you know?
Yeah, man. So, the life of, let me hear the life and the works of Richie Innocent, because when I read some things, I was saying to Courtney, if I had went to the same school that this man went to, then he'd have known I. Because I get to find out that he's also a footballer. I was a footballer, put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, my position.
Me, midfield. But
Yeah,
I went to
man,
St. Andrew, you went to St. Elizabeth.
Yeah, man, stats and stats.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, the people, I mean, there's always an energy, you know, whenever time, you know, because we had the opportunity to meet with stats once.
Yeah.
Yes, and this is something that I was always thinking about since I was a student, and it happened after I left, you know, but I got the opportunity to go to attend that game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we ended up victorious though. But it was in the luck of the draw. It was in a penalty shootout, so you also did well.
Okay. I always figured there should have always been a technical tournament with all of the technical schools them in Jamaica.
yeah, they could.
Yeah.
We have enough we have enough technical schools right now that they could have a tournament for the technical schools.
It could have been something like how we know them have Gibson before.
It's not too late. I mean, still can happen.
Oh yeah, it still cannot. You're right. It still cannot.
Yeah, man, it's still. But the thing about it is this: in the competition, the ISA competition,
mm-hmm.
you know, the Manning Cup and the Costa Cup rural area and the corporate area.
Mm-hmm.
What happened is this: at the end of the day, you know, oftentimes, you know, a college come out victorious, or sometimes the technical come out victorious. So it's still, you know, the technical versus technical plus the colleges.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Yeah.
So,
but Franco, I noticed I didn't mention that I am also a footballer.
No, me leave it to you. To leave that up to you. You're a bigger college. You're a bigger college. Flavius, I got a bigger college. Feel think a bigger college. Them call them.
Which school am I attended?
KC.
Oh, Kingston.
Yes, a bigger college. Them.
But you see, the thing about it is this: KC defeated us in the Super Cup final.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think it was about 2-3 years ago.
Yes.
But we ended up taking revenge on them, you know, at Sabina Park when they were the defending champions.
Yes.
So we ended up, you know, so it's 1-1. Even though they beat us in the bigger thing, the final, the championship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but technically it's still one game apiece, you know?
Yes, that's true.
Yes. Yeah, which is wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
And we are the ones who, after that beating, KC found themselves, you know, putting themselves together and decided that, listen, we lost the Super Cup, so now we have to win. We have to win the Manning Cup, which they didn't win for over 30 years.
Yeah.
So it was that beating that we gave them. We gave them a spanking.
That wake them up.
Yeah.
Well, I can say thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, man, you're welcome.
I agree with you.
Yes.
So, Richie, you started out now as a dub poet. Yeah. What really inspire you? You know, what catches you know, the high vibes, make you say,
but probably the first question is, Franco, is not that. The first question should be, how does he categorize himself?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he's a dub poet with spoken words.
Some people are not dub poets. Some people are just plain poets. Some are spoken word people. How do you see yourself, Richie? How do you place yourself?
Well, I look at myself as the moniker that I started using, and which was also given to me by the people, was the DJ poet. So the DJ poet is because I am also a DJ. At that time, that was my main focus. So what I always did, I always have, because I love poetry from I was going to school, listening to Evan Jones, Song of the Banana Man, Louis Bennett Coverley, you know, and I was always listening to poetry when I was in school. Because at my earlier age, I could not read. I couldn't read, but I could write.
Okay.
So, but whenever time I go to school and they were reading poetry, I was fascinated by that. But whenever they said that it's reading time, and I went to school early in the morning, after lunchtime, I would be absent from school. Nobody would see me back in class because I was fearful of reading.
Okay.
I was fearful that the teacher would call on me to read, and I could not read. Right? So the thing about it is this: I was born in Kingston, in Jonestown.
Okay.
So at that time, yeah, so I was there in Arnett Garden, the whole concrete jungle as a youngster. So while I was walking through the streets, I would hear songs reverberating through the jukeboxes, you know, and I would hear Bob Marley song, Tired to See My Face, Redemption song, and I was fascinated about the energy that I was getting. So from that earlier age, I realized that music was doing something to me. Words was doing something to me. So as I grew and I went to St. Elizabeth, because my father is from St. Elizabeth, but he came to Kingston and met my mother there.
Okay.
Right? So when I went to St. Elizabeth, because at some point in time, because I was seeing so many youngsters in my community, I would stay from my classroom in Jonestown Primary, and I would see the generals, you know, and all the top man them on the corner, and I would see them with their weapons in hand and weapons on their legs. Yeah. So I wanted to be like them. I couldn't wait to grow up. Yeah. To get the opportunity to also have a firearm. Yeah. Because that's what we were seeing that through the window. We heard them talking about, you know, the gangsters at that time. They were like the heroes. Yeah. So they were like our role models. We want to emulate them. Right? So the whole thing about it is this, you know, seeing all of that, and I was drawing nothing but guns in my book. So in class, I was drawing guns in my book, guns on my yellow bag that I had. I had a yellow bag and I was drawing guns. Yeah. Everything that I was drawing the guns that I saw the police officers with, the soldiers with, and I was drawing the gun that I see the youngsters with. Whoa. Right? And I left from Arnett Garden and I went to East Kingston. I was living with my grandmother at Norman Terrace. But before that, I was in Brownstown, in Brownstown area. Yes, I was in Brownstown, and while I was in Brownstown, I would see the gangsters in the night, and every corner you would see at least 4 top gangsters, the number 1, 2, 3, and 4 in category. Oh. So I learned the names of all of them. Yeah. I was fascinated by all of that. You know, so I saw them in trench coats. I wanted to have one of that. So I remember going to live with my grandmother, and when I went to live with my grandmother, I realized that there was a trench coat in the house. Wow. So I was like, I always wanted one of these because I could associate it with the gangsters. Yeah. So from Arnett Garden with the gangsters sitting on the corner with their weapons to Brownstone, yeah, with the gangsters in trench coats with their weapons underneath it, I know everything was completed for me. The only thing I didn't have a firearm. But what I did, I put it on. I put my trench coat on, and during the night, I would walk close to the wall as if I am rubbing off the wall. And I became one with the wall until I reached all the way to the top of the road. Yeah. Yeah, because I was basically simulating and doing what I saw them doing. Yeah, man, I can imagine. And I remember one night an elder called me and said to me that. He called me and said, "Come here, young man." And I went into to the yard and he said, sit down, and I sat down. And he said, listen, I noticed that you are doing something and what you're doing can cost your life. I'm going to let you know this. I have been watching you. I observed you playing football. And I realized that you're a very good player. Right? And I know that your grandmother doesn't know where you are right now. But listen to me. It's 3 young man police throw down at Oliver Road. So I am begging you to cease and desist from what you're doing. And I sat there and I listened to the man. And I went back home and I took it off. Yeah? So afterward, you know, I ended up kicking down the door to the home. There was an incident with me and my sister, and I got upset, and the landlord lady that lived next door said, listen, I don't want this boy in my home. Right? So my grandmother had to ship me off to St. Elizabeth, and that was the best thing that happened to me because I was born in Kingston, but I rebirth, and I was reborn in St. Elizabeth.
True.
And when I got to St. Elizabeth, that was where the poetry, I'm saying all of this to say this, the music and the poetry, this is what I embrace and say to myself when I realized what was happening in rural area in St. Elizabeth, in Santa Cruz. It was as if I was in heaven. I was in a different place. The energy was different, I thought, you know. I wasn't hearing any gunshots. I wasn't seeing any conflict. I wasn't seeing any bodies on the street because I used to see that in Kingston. And then it was at that moment I realized that, listen, I have to use this art form to speak to the people, to speak to other youngsters like myself. So I began performing in school. And when I left school, St. Elizabeth Technical High School, and started performing on stage shows, I decided that I'm not going to deal with violence, and I'm not going to deal with the glorification of, you know, to be vulgar, dealing with vulgarity. So I said to myself, this is my mission. So I use poetry to make a positive change.
It's a good turnaround, man. That's good.
Yeah, so this is what I use whenever time I take a microphone and I begin to perform, or whenever time I get an inspiration to write something. It is not for me to get attention. My mission is not attention. My mission is to give attention to what is happening out there. Because I realize that there are persons who, they are selfish.
Yes.
And they want to get forward. And they get forward in life. Their status, financial status. Yeah. And everything that comes with what they are saying in a negative way. They get the forward, but they put the people, they put the nation backward. Hence, we have all the ills that we are seeing right now in the society. And poets, artists, and all musicians, we have a major role to play. And even when the leaders who are elected to lead the people and to make sure that to enforce whatever it takes, because when you know the mindset of the people who you govern, you can't put yourself up for offer to say, I want to lead, only to go and sit down around the table to eat the best food that there is, and to lie down in that big bed. Yeah. And to tell you, and to be driven around by chauffeur and have guards following you around, then to tell yourself that I want to be here for a lifetime without doing anything.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah?
That's true.
So it is us, the poets, who have to use this art form, right, as Operation Reconstruction, Operation Reformation, to reform what is happening. Because if other persons are not doing it who are in leadership position, we suffer from a leadership crisis. Because people are happy just to say, yeah, we are leaders. They need it as a title, not as a responsibility.
That's true.
Yeah?
That's true.
So there's a fellow poet by the name of Malachi Smith that says, poets are the conscience of society. And if we are the conscience of society, then we must have clean and pure heart. Yeah? And
that's true. That's true.
Yeah? In order to be able to speak to the people, we must be the change that we want to see, and we have to lead from the front. So that's what I use poetry as. So poetry for me is, to speak to the people within my space to let them know that, listen, only the best behavior is good enough.
That's good. I know that you are also, which brings me to this question, that you're also a trained youth advocate, right? And one of the things that we know that technology, a modern technology right now is we advance. We in our lifetime, you and I, we never have so much of this at our fingertips, and these youth have so much right at them fingertips that I consider them withdraw from reasoning, withdraw from adults even don't even want to face them. What are the struggles you see today's youth facing right now?
To reinforce what you're saying right now and to elaborate on what you're saying, what is really happening right now, as I said, because of the modern technology, and we must not allow technology to take away our knowledge. Yeah, technology must be something that we can use to enhance going forward, and to make whatever we are doing. Because right now we're living in a global village, and because of technology, right, where we can go on a phone, we can go on a laptop, whatever, and we can do video calls and get to speak to each other, to see each other. When in the past, it would have taken years for you to basically see your family members, friends, if they were in a foreign land, right? Technology is there with information, right? We have the web, the internet, and everything that you need to know is on that platform. Yeah. So it has to do with the interest, because whatever we do, right, is grounded in our interest. So if whatever you're interested in, this is what you will go to search for, right? So our young people, some of our young people, because we have young persons who are there, who are doing their assignments, doing their research, right? And they are benefiting from the vast amount of knowledge that is out there at their fingertips. Yes. But for the ones who are out there now, who are being led astray, who are finding themselves in gangs, yeah, these are the young people that we need to get to, right? We need more people out there to talk to them, to tell them what is there and how they can benefit, so they can also be a part of, the technology that is there. Yeah. But it is a beautiful thing, it's a wonderful thing, to have technology, but you can use it in a harmful way, or you can get the benefit that there is for you to become a better person. So it has to do with the interest, and we need to guide our youth, right, instead of just looking at them and saying that they are incorrigible, they cannot change. As a youth advocate, we are taught that young people, they are not incorrigible. Once you offer yourself as a guide and show them the way, regardless of how long it may take, everybody, everybody doesn't change at the same time. True. Some youth, they may take more effort. You have to show them respect, build their self-esteem, let them know that, listen, you're here for a reason, you're valuable. Yeah, and once you engage them, then they will find themselves on that path. There are several young people right now who are doing well, who I have spoken to throughout the years, right? And I am proud right now when I see them out there contributing to Jamaica, contributing to the world. And if I had said to myself, I'm not going to speak with them because, listen, this is a little bad boy, or a little bad, and this girl operates herself in a manner where, distasteful. And I said, I'm going to disassociate myself from them. Then they would have found themselves, on the scrap heap of, destruction.
True thing, that, man.
So it is for us, just like that elder who saw me at Norman Terrace and called me and spoke to me. Yeah, man. So I always tell myself, my responsibility is to be among young people. I love young people. You understand? And children live what they learn.
Yeah, man, and what them see too, and what they see as well, because you growing up, you saw all of those gunmen.
Whatever you see a child doing, the child didn't do. This child is not the first one to do it.
Yeah, true.
Whatever you see a child, whatever behavior they are engaging in, I always say that children's behavior is a reflection of how well or how poorly adults have done and what we are doing. So we can't just really put all the blame. We can't just really put all the blame on young people, and just say, well, listen, the generation of vipers. Yeah? From where and when if they are the generation of vipers, from where and when they came, we must have reproduction. Yep. So physical reproduction or behavioral reproduction. You know what I mean? So for me, poetry is my mission. Each day I rise and I say give thanks to the Most High. Yeah, I use poetry. Yeah, to engage the young people, to engage the youth in my country, to engage the people within the world space. It's not for an hype, as I said, and it's not for no form of attention. Because listen, when I was DJing, when I was a DJ, people used to tell me, listen, you can't just sing a gun song and get a break,
Yes,
or get a bus,
true. That's what the man always say.
You can't sing a girl song and get a bus, But for me, that bus is what I wanted to do. I know from where I'm coming from. I'm coming from the inner city, the garrison. I know what could have happened to me. I know what I wanted to do. I know the direction. I know what I was seeing. Yeah?
True thing, man. You see it all. You have seen it all.
I've seen it. Right now, Jamaica is at a place where some of the things that is happening in Jamaica right now, I saw it as a young man from 1980, them time there.
Yeah.
I saw it as a young man, but it was only within a space. It was only within the ghetto. It was not
spread. It's spread.
Town or rural. No country town, Kingston, and the place full of gangs.
Yeah, man, it's spread, man, like wildfire.
It's spread it's like a cancer. Yeah, because we have allowed it. We have allowed it to take root. Yeah, we have allowed it to take root and to go wherever it wants to. You know what I mean? And now this is the crisis that we are in. We have a crime and violence crisis because people have developed a mentality and a mindset. Yeah, and that mentality and mindset is about self.
Which let's bring me to a question I'm going to ask you. Like you just mentioned that, because I always have the discussion with a friend of mine in Trinidad, and we always disagree on this thing. And I always say to him that the music, he's saying no, the music has nothing to do with what's going on today. It's just the parents who are not teaching the children, right? And I say, yes, but even parents have to blame those who are not, teaching the children the right thing. But don't you think artists also have the responsibility, just like me and other people in the media, we have the responsibility to feed the people them with the right food. If you give them bad food, guess what's going to happen? They're going to do bad things. And him said, no, you have to deal with the parents first. As an artist, what is your view on it?
Well, let me tell you this, and this is my take on it. I believe that as an artist, to whom much is given, much is required. We all are responsible. Everyone that is living in the community space is responsible. It takes a village. It takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to prepare a child for the future. And it takes that village also to destroy the child. Everyone has a responsibility. And I believe that the devil resides in convenient justification. Because whenever there are influences, because people have a liking for a music, a particular music, or a set of people, they will find excuse, right? Just because there is a liking or a love for what they're hearing. So for people, a lot of people have their favorite DJ, their favorite entertainer, and they tend to make excuse for them. But we all as artists have a responsibility. You see, Tupac Shakur is an artist that when I first heard him doing an interview, and they were asking him about violence, singing songs about gangster, and they're saying that he's praising gangster, and he says, no, this is not what I'm doing. He said, I am using my art form to paint a picture. To paint a picture so there can be a change. Because remember, persons are leading. You have a president, you have prime minister. So he's saying that in the Vietnam War, young men and women were there in battle. But because of the journalists who were there, right, they showed a picture of what was going on. So to see the wound and to see the dead, the American people began demonstrating and protesting to say, bring them back. So Tupac was saying that, listen, when I use gangster rap and I speak, this is to paint a picture to say, this is what is happening. Okay, this is what I'm saying. Right? This is what I'm saying. Music. Some of the artists, when they do a music, they are saying to themselves, I did that song and person are purchasing all these commodities and all these products. They boast about influencing the youth and influencing people to take action. But whenever time they say things that are negative, right? The convenient justification is to say, I'm not responsible, or my children are not listening. Listen to me.
Exactly.
If you are out there doing illicit activities, right, selling drugs, right, hard drugs, all sorts of drugs that can destroy young people, and you go to the school, right, and you tell other people's children, right, but you tell your child to stay away from it, what is your excuse? It means that you know right from wrong, but you are not being ethical. You know what is right from wrong. Music has influence. Music is powerful. It is an energy. And whatever energy that you put out there, whatever energy you put out there, it will transform. Because energy transforms frequency, right? So if I sing about gun and I say stuff about gun, there are persons out there, right, based on how they're thinking, will also tell themselves that, listen, this is what I'm going to do. I want to do this. Remember, I tell you that I used to see the youngsters just on my corner. They used to just sit down, and I wanted to do that, right, just by seeing them. And the music is so powerful, right? Young people look up to celebrities. And that is why these companies that sign the artists, right? And these companies that sell products. This is why the favorite artists, they use them, right, to endorse their product, because they know the youth will see it and the youth will want that, whatever product, whatever clothes they're wearing. Even adults will want to drive a car that they are driving. So we as artists have a responsibility, and this is where the poet comes in. Right? Because if other persons who have the influence and the ability to make positive change, if they are not doing it, we, the poets, have to do it, because we are the conscience of the society.
Definitely. Which make I want to play this Careless Shatter. Careless Shatter. And I want to ask you about it when I come back. All right? So here is Careless Shatter from Richie Innocent.
I want to trigger happy bull. You know, sister, the cemetery full. You can't just go around and people like you take. Too much gun them and repeat, and the gun them not stop overheat. Too much innocent wrap up in a sheet. Me a beg the careless killer say no do it. Look for them a careless shatter, idiot shooter. Gun in a trigger happy and now go use proper. Them a careless shatter, fool shooter. It better them go use today a fuss and motor. Them a careless shatter, idiot shooter. Gun in a trigger happy and now go use proper. Them a careless shatter, fool shooter. So me ask God to change the heart of them youth ya. Them not take the other, the warrior. And them say we move loose, make them appear. So the simplest I think to them seem bigger. So conflict resolution and squeeze trigger. Them put the gun in the shop and kill a baby, and put it in the church kill a old lady. And at the same gun kill the nurse lady. Them not precise like the sniper and the navy. So for them a careless shatter, idiot shooter. Gun in a trigger happy and now go use proper. Them a careless shatter, fool shooter. It better them go listen to your fuss and motor. Them a careless shatter, idiot shooter. Gun in in a trigger happy and now go use proper. Them a careless shatter, who shooter. So me ask God for change the heart of them youth. Him have a gun but him no searching, no train. Him no know that me say him not no brain. Fire indiscriminately, no aim. So the aftermath is always sorrow and pain. So when me look, me see the boy face a tough up. And when me look, me see the boy chest a puff up. And every second time we see my touch up and I ignore the hot girl them a roll them no fuck. Mascot shatter, idiot shooter. Gun in a trigger happy and now go use proper. Them a careless shatter, who shooter. It better them go listen to your sus and muta. Them a careless shatter, idiot shooter. Gun in a trigger happy and now go use proper. Them a careless shatter, who shooter. So me ask God to change the heart of them youth. Them not take the order of the warrior. And them say fi move loose, make them happier. So the simplest of things for them seem bigger. So conflict resolution and squeeze trigger. Him put the gun in the school cause him crazy. And at the same gun kill Pastor Brady. And at the same gun kill the church lady. We find out him beam and he can't shady. No for them a careless shatter, idiot shooter. Gun in a trigger happy and now go use proper. Them a careless shatter, who shooter. It better them go listen to your sus and muta. Them a careless shatter, idiot shooter. Gun in a trigger happy and now go use proper. Them a careless shatter, who shooter. So me ask God to change the heart of them youth. Yeah man, I tell the youth themself I'm strong.
Yes, indeed. Richie Innocent, our guest with us this evening on our Poetry Corner. In case you're just joining us, welcome to the Real Stuff Podcast with our special guest, Richie Innocent. Yes, Richie, careless shatter.
Careless shatter.
Mm-hmm.
That song was inspired when there was an incident in Trelawny where a youngster was killed in a shop.
Mm-hmm.
And the situation is they sent the triggerman for the youngster's father.
Mm-hmm.
And he just went to the shop and just put his gun inside the shop and just fired indiscriminately.
Don't care who it was. Yeah.
And he ended up killing the child. And during that time, there was the killing of a nurse in Clarendon going on her way to her work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, when I saw the news, I watched the news and I listened to what was happening, and I was like, I realized that there was an increase in crime, and it continues even today, And I said to myself, listen, too much going there and repeat. I realized that we are a victim of our entertainment. Yeah, there's a lot of us that are saying that finding excuse and making justification for what is being spewed out there. And then the next thing, find ourselves become victim of crime.
Yes.
So we become victims of our own entertainment. Persons that people are saying that it is parents. Yes, it is the parents, but collectively, we train up the children. There are a lot of persons right now, presently, who are involved in wrongdoing, and these are persons who are coming from homes where pastors are, police officers, parents that gave them a different form of teaching. But there's also influence on the outside. What do you say about these? What do you say about these persons who are out there now and the lifestyle that they are living? They themselves are saying, "Listen, I was born a disciplined child.
Yeah,
I was born a disciplined child." So it's not just youth from the inner city who are involved in crime. I am from the inner city, right? And I use that experience to tell myself that I want to do what is positive. I watched 2 gangster shows, and they changed me as a youngster. Because in the show, I went to Carib Theatre to watch Jesse James and Frank James, and I went to watch Up in Harlem with Fred Williams as a kid.
Yeah.
And in both movies, they killed the star.
Yeah.
And I was like petrified in the theater.
Yeah, that's why I laugh.
Because as a youngster, 9, 10 years old, you don't kill. You know that we don't.
Them say Star Boy right? Never dead in a movies.
Star not dead in a show. And when I watch those movies, and they kill in both movies, Star died.
Yes.
And you know what I realized? I remember the scene when Jesse James was taking down the picture from the wall.
Off of the wall, yeah.
And 2 of his friends in his posse visited him. And when he turned his back, they shot him dead.
Yes.
And from those two movies as a child, yeah, I told myself that listen, gang is a thing where me not deal with gang. Me not deal with gang.
Yeah, man, that's
Trust
true.
me. Yeah, no. Anywhere that space is about positivity, yeah, that's where I'm at. I always listen to the elders as a youth growing up. You know what I mean?
That's
But at
good,
the
man.
same time, if I see youth within the community and I know that I can talk to them regardless of what they're doing, I will talk to them. I will say something to them. It is my responsibility. The first time I got an opportunity to sit down and hear my work on the radio was Ellis Kelly. I was sitting down with my son.
Mm-hmm.
He was 24 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And my youngest son was 14 at the time. And Ellis Kelly began playing a poem that I have called Community.
Mm-hmm.
And the feeling that came over me to see that, wow, to realize that moment, sitting with my kids, listening to a work that I did, yeah, and it was being played on the radio. That was a feeling that, trust me, unlike anything else.
Yeah, man, unbelievable, man. I know that coming, that I had that feeling in a different feel, you know. The first day I heard my name called on the radio by scoring a goal, you know, in a match and we won.
Yeah.
I trained on them, man. My heart want come out of my body, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I can imagine, you know, you didn't have that feel, and I related to your son at the same time, you know.
Yeah, and last year my son is now a teacher,
Mm-hmm.
right? My son is now in primary education. You know,
Okay,
he attended Bethlehem Teachers
man.
College.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he now holds a bachelor's degree. You know what I mean? And to know that I am coming from the garrison and where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was going up to the college and I started to cry.
Yeah.
You know, I started crying when he started college. I started to cry because a teacher of mine had told me years before when I left it that, listen, you need to go and to become a teacher.
Okay.
And I didn't attend. And the Most High is so powerful that I didn't go there, but the Most High had me going there with my son.
True.
You know what I mean? And to know that, you know, I only have a high school education.
Mm-hmm.
And to know that he has a tertiary, a higher level education, and to have a bachelor's degree. You know, I'm saying to myself, you know, I'm really doing something.
Yeah, man. You teach a smaller group and not a larger group. But even though you're out there still, you know, because you work. And one of the thing that when I listen, I could detect in the music, actually in the poetry, the dub poetry side of it, that you were once a DJ. I could have detect it.
Could tell?
Yes, because the way you pronounce the words, them, DJ them back in the days when them used to have the mic, them used to have them I pull the words, you know, and I pick up that and I said, this man I look like him used to DJ before, until when I start hear your all the materials them now. I say yes. There it is.
Yeah, man, it's just you know. I'm coming from afar and I'm enjoying the journey so far.
Mm-hmm,
you know what I mean? I'm enjoying. I may not have sold, you know, millions of copies or, you know, of certain things out there, but for me, you know, the daily journey to be able to interact with people and to be able to just, you know, reason with them, you know what I mean, to be a positive influence. That is enough for me. I have done songs that were just demo, and person came to me and tell me that, listen, I was about to commit suicide, and I listened to this track. I have a track that's called If Jah Did It Then, Jah Will Do It Now. It was just a demo, you know what I mean, and 3 persons, you know, approached me and let me know that, listen, this song helped me in such a way that I want to say thank you. You know what I mean? So it's not about us selling millions of copies, but millions of copies that will basically bringing people wayward.
Which bring me to a question. But finish up. Finish up.
Save one person then, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. which bring me to a question, because you recently released an EP in 2019.
The thing about I want to make a correction there. What was released? The EP
was a single.
Should have been released.
Okay.
The EP should have been released, but the EP it wasn't released. It was just the single.
Okay. I am innocent, right?
No, I am special.
I am special. Sorry, I am special. Yeah. So this bring me to this question, right? Because you ever see or you'd have like an artist, a reggae artist, R&B artist, them that have the best of Sean Paul, or the best of Bob Marley, the best of Dennis Brown. Have you ever thought of putting out like an album, the best of Richie Innocent?
The best is still yet to come, still, but the best is yet to come. But the thing about it, I'm contemplating on doing an EP for the EP to come out. But I may have to, based on the pandemic, I may have to pull some of the material and to include other material that I had said these were basically for the album. But I'm in the process of getting a body of work out there.
Well, I want to give them a touch.
Blessing.
Go through Flavius.
Yeah. Some people reaching out to you, Richie. Say, kudos, Richie. Way from Belize.
Bless. Yeah, man. Bless up the whole of Belize, and bless up the brethren, man, and sister. Bless them up.
Yes.
Somebody asked me to play.
Yeah, tuning in right now, listening to you.
All right, good.
Yeah, man,
Belize,
blessed. Yeah. It's a pleasure, man. Respect, man. I'm looking forward to go to Belize one of these days. I've never been there before, so you don't know.
Likewise, myself. Likewise.
Well, talk to us when you're going.
Yeah, man.
Talk to us
we all can go
when you're going. Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
This morning early, somebody text me and said they want me to play Monster. But I'm going to play that after. But I want them to hear I am special before we close out and play Monster. So I am special, my people, from Richie Innocent.
So I need a special zone of operations declared in my heart, mind, and soul. My state is of immediate emergency, so I need operation introspection declared in my life. I need to begin the demonstration within myself. I need to aim the demonstration towards myself. I need to play a special role, and I must have self-control. My mind must become a love zone, and my heart must not be a hate zone, turning my community unfortunately and eventually into a dead zone. Why not a sharing, caring, giving, one that's a loving and living zone? A neglected zone creates a disrespectful zone that becomes a hostile zone. Then a conflict zone becomes a recurring death zone. Then a revengeful and reprisal zone. This is an exploited, manipulative zone. Now it's a murderous and a mournful zone. In this poverty, lack of opportunity, unemployment, struggling and suffering zone that breeds a hustling, corruption and survive by any means necessary zone. A bad man, dan man, drugs and gunman, scammer, atted, banger, shatter, killy, unknown assailant zone. I am special, so I need a special zone of operation declared in my heart, mind, body, and soul. My state is of immediate emergency, and I need it declared in my life. I need to begin the demonstration towards myself first. I need to play a special role, and I must have self-control. I know informer zone, birthed from a cultural, political zone, and no respect for the religious zone, since the prayer breakfast is far from the ghetto, the garrison, the inner city zone. This now becomes a bloodletting zone, almost an entertainment zone. Scarface, Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, Al Capone. We are looking up instead of inward. And who is it that's looking down? God on his throne or man operating drone. This now becomes a fear zone, bred and fostered from an indiscipline, pollution, and not a solution zone. We're asked to solve crime with a phone or find criminals with a fine-teeth comb. Now life is not sweet as honeycomb, and daily we mourn. Where is our cultural zone, heritage zone, historical zone, now that our birthright is no longer our own? Our own oppress and suppress us in this zone. I am special, so I need a special zone of operations declared in my heart, mind, and soul. This state is of immediate emergency, and I need it declared in my life. I need to aim the demonstration towards my problematic self. It's not a blue zone of well-being and welfare. Now the attack comes from our school zone. Our work and home has become a confusion zone. This is not a free zone. No walking, no parking, no talking, no laughing zone. This cemetery and burial zone is a vicious cycle from a lack of leadership through lack of preparation and vision. This has caused a division in this divisive zone. Instead of an educated zone, humanitarian, spiritual zone from our inner zone, a peaceful zone. This is a contract killing, serial killer zone, hitman zone, evil zone, torrid and frigid zone. So we now declare a police zone, a soldier zone, a giant military zone. Yet I need to be the first declared zone that is not one of skull and bone. I am special, so I need a special zone of operations declared in my heart, mind, and soul. My state is of immediate emergency, and I need operation introspection declared in my life. I need to begin the demonstration towards myself. I need to play a special role, and I must have self-control. My mind must become a love zone, and my heart must not be a hate zone, turning my community, unfortunately, and eventually into a dead zone.
Yes, yes, indeed. Richie Innocent there. I am special. Yes, my brother.
Yes, you know, you have to be special. You have to tell yourself that you're special. And being special, you have to make that change within the community that you want to see.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. There is one song here that we're going to play, right? And it's Crime Gets So Bad. So we're going to go ahead and drop it right away, and then we're going to bring back in. Oh, so Rich, you want to do half of it?
What am I going to do?
We can do another song.
Yeah,
you can play.
We're going to run it then. We're going to run it. No problem.
People, me know me wanna question this. Me want know when crime gets so bad. Me want know why crime gets so bad. Me want know how crime gets so bad. The amount of people crime put in a body bag. Me want know when crime gets so bad. Me want know how crime gets so bad. Me want know who make crime get so bad. The amount of people when me see crime left sad. Me know crime from crime start habitually beg a thing.
That's how it starts.
To the man, extortion, murder and robbery. Me know crime from crime start beg a blind. Me know crime from crime turn bribery.
No, he master the crime.
Me know crime from crime start pickpocket, grab chain and run.
Small crime.
No crime intimidate people with big gun.
Big time.
Me know crime from crime was petty. Misdemeanor till crime turn felony.
No, it major.
Me know crime when crime was simple without a link on the scene.
Like a stranger.
No crime have friends in high places when I intervene. So when I think crime wasn't around, wasn't seen. No a straight yellow tape, crime scene. Crime scene. Me want know when crime gets so bad. Me want know why crime gets so bad. Me want know how crime gets so bad. The amount of people crime put in a body bag. Me want know when crime gets so bad. Me want know how crime gets so bad. Me want know who make crime get so bad. The amount of people when me see crime left sad. Well, you know how long them a play with crime.
Baby,
cause them see crime and I ignore the sign.
No,
till crime start take over the news in a prime. And change name now to mastermind. Me know crime from crime original. Start con. Till crime graduate and start scam. So now the law talk about crime plan. Them never know a long time crime did a plan. Me know crime from crime was a bully. No crime in a violence fully.
With cool
me know crime when crime was a crew. To a gang, then an international ring. Me know crime when crime was a local thing. Now a Interpol a look for crime and a set up
extradition for world done.
Me want know when crime gets so bad. Me want know why crime gets so bad. Me want
know when crime gets so bad. Come on,
yeah, man. Yeah, man.
You know crime from crime a pickpocket.
Them should have been the tree when the tree young. Early development before the tree come. Daddy, when the little youth born, you shouldn't run. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, you know, crime from when crime a pickpocket.
Yeah, man, grab train and run. You know?
Oh, my
Yeah, man.
God.
It's a developmental stage because, you know, at the beginning of it, you said that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, in rude, you see. So you see a child behaving in a particular manner.
Yeah.
And we have this tendency to say, he will grow it out, but he might grow in height. And he might
Mm-hmm.
grow.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a growing time. You know what I mean? So train up a child the way you should and when he's old, you know, he never depart from it. And it is the same thing, even the youth say in train how he knows he has the foundation of, you know, what is right, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and what is wrong. You know, so you cannot allow a youth to just do as them like. You now have to be that influence, that positive influence, but then we say collective influence.
Yes.
And I'm gonna give you a poem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to give you this poem and it's called Community. Whether the home, the church, the school, the workplace, the world community, we are all one community. Now it's working time, the real working time, to free ourselves, the communities, and free our minds. Think cohesiveness and joint effort. Work to make your community be of great worth. So come, me community, run. Run, come, unity, come. Come, we community. The community, they are so for all of we. So come. Come, we community, come. Forward, come, unity, come. Come, we community. For this development, come, we community, come. Come, make to work with hand in a hand. Unity, community, mean we strong. With the spirit of community, we can't go wrong. We need to start out to self to carry out the plan. Organize ourselves together, carry out the plan. So we can realize the ambition. Community people make we take a stand. Forward, because we have a role to play for success and harmony start from today. So come. Come with community. Come. Forward, come unity. Community, we make the future brighter. Collective energy, we make the work get lighter. If we need results, you must be initiator. Community people be motivator. Community people make we empower self. And stop the culture, tear down self. What we done, make we do it ourselves. Build ourselves instead of violence and kill ourselves. We need new thinking, community. Instead of division and animosity, we need vision and better strategy to influence, move to action, community. Make we work for the community, make it be the cause. No live on it now, go work and find the cause. In every unit, you have to find flaws. Community, respect the rules and laws, but you have to know say we now have no time to pass. Be a part of the team. Wherever you live, contribute to something. Be constructive. Know your rules, know your function. Try to be a bridge before you be your element to destructive. May begin to try your best to be positive. Your time and your skill, something you can give. Volunteer to share professional knowledge, and that is the only way we're gonna be progressive. So come, we community, come, run, come, unity, come, we community, the community they are so for all of it. So come, we community, come, forward, come, unity, come, we community, for this development, come, we community.
Yes, indeed, sir. Yes. Well, Flavius.
Yes, sir.
What do you have to say before we get out of here?
Well, I have to thank
Jump
Richie
on the
for
football
coming.
field, Flavor.
Eh?
Jump on the football
Say
field,
jump on
Flavor.
the football field.
Yes. Yeah, man. Really appreciate you coming, and you know this has been really superb, you know. And I like how you articulate the whole coming up to where you are now, because
Yeah, man, blessing.
I am seeing that type of experience, you know. 'Cause some of those places that you name, I was there. You know what I mean?
Yes. So
I was in Johnsontown. Yeah, man. I used to live in Johnsontown. I used to live on Lincoln Road. Lincoln Road is a road that runs from Portland Road way back to Elliston Road.
Yeah. Jano, yes, man, for real, man.
So it passes
you
through
know,
down.
as a youth. As a youth growing up in those areas.
Yeah, man, I know all of those.
I used to live in Waterhouse, I live so many places in Kingston. One of the time they used to call me refugee. I was very nomadic.
You're lucky them never say nowhere, Ian. That's what them used to call me, nowhere, Ian, because I live all over. I live all over West Kingston. So them used to say, boy, Frank, all over West Kingston. So Franco was
nowhere, Ian. I have to borrow that one there.
I remember the days, even the days before gone, when all bad man had a fifth wheel bicycle.
Yeah,
and it have a machine, have a machine on it, and them have them ratchet and thing that them waist and man, way back, coming way up. It has, we have always had it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
You have to make the choice.
No, you have to. You have to. As you say, you have to put that. You have to put some of those information in the video now.
Yes, Flavius.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's an empowerment.
Oh yeah.
Yes, Richie.
Yeah, man,
thank you very
man,
much.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure, man. Doing this interview and to
chat
to
session, this reasoning podcast. Session. Yeah.
Yes, man. Because as I say, we have to do what we must do, and we have to do what we can do to make that positive change. I keep reiterating that we can't have so much excuses, and to say that we don't influence. We influence. We all have influence. We all influence. We are influenced by, and we influence those around us, whether it's in a negative or a positive way.
I'm glad you said that. So, Balzi, you're in Trinidad. You're listening this morning. You hear that?
Yeah, man. If the youth are only feasting and remember the youth are impressionable.
Yeah, man. That's true.
And there's a stage in their life where they want to fit in, and if something seems cool, they will find themselves even being initiated.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And we, as I said, we will become victim of our entertainment.
Agreed. Agree with you, sir.
And bless up the virgin in a Trinidad.
Mm-hmm.
Bless up the virgin in a Trinidad. Bless up everyone that is listening right now. I'm very thankful that you took the time out. To spend your time to listen to us. Yeah.
And let me give you some vibes out of the chat room.
The Real Stuff podcast.
Let me give you some vibes out of the chat room, from East Vibration Records. Them say, good morning, and, heal up to Franco Flavius and the guests. And then Courtney said, blessed love, Richie Innocent.
Bless up East Vibration Records. Bless up Courtney. Yeah, man. Bless up everyone. And I'm just saying to the listeners, just keep listening to, the Real Stuff podcast where you get the real stuff,
Very much
time.
Indeed. Unfiltered
time,
too, as
time.
well.
Yeah, man. We deal with real issues and we come with real solutions.
All right. Thank you very much, Rich.
Live and direct, yeah. Live and direct. But I will say, Richie,
yeah, man.
We are expecting to have you on, from time to time, like, especially if you have something new or something to say or whatever.
Or a project.
Just give us a shout.
A project that you're working on that you want, people to know about you.
Public about, yes.
Don't hesitate.
Anna for the open invitation and for this welcome. I look forward to using my invite, whenever needed.
All right, sir. We'll do.
Yes, man. And I'm now one of your listeners as well, because I listen to the other my fellow poets, that who you have interviewed already. Yeah. We love the energy and thanks very much for giving us a medium and a platform for this art form. Transformation. Positive transformation.
Every time.
There's more coming.
We have some African.
Yeah, man. You have a plethora, it's a movement,
Yes, man. Yes.
No. What I'm saying, there's more coming on the platform. In a
That's
few
what I'm
weeks,
saying
we'll
as
surprise
well.
you.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. There's a plethora of poets out there. Yeah,
No,
so
It's a big reservoir. It's a big
Yeah, but
reservoir.
that's not what I'm saying. Yeah, that's not what I'm saying though. What I'm saying is that the platform will have new features shortly.
Oh, different
So
from
there'll be more there'll be more that you can do on it.
Okay, it's a blessing. It's a blessing.
So
Growth is
all for the poets.
All right. Then.
Yeah, man, all for the poets.
It's a blessing.
So with that,
you know what I mean? And we just want the people to know, say, yo, just love your neighbor as yourself. Just love your neighbor you know what I mean? Yeah, man, and do unto others as you would have them done unto you. We have to go back to that vibration.
Simple,
you know what
simpleness.
These days it is so easy for us to harm each other. Right? So we have to just go back to love.
Richie, you're so right.
God is love and loving God.
So right, Richie. And all I was just saying, that's the simplicity, everything right. That's a simple thing where we learn and grow up on.
And I want to leave this with you. I just want to tell all the persons out there, because we're in a pandemic right now, and I just want to let people out there know that, just take precaution, avoid, crowded area, and do what you must do. Just wear your mask whenever you go out there and just sanitize and keep yourself safe. And for those who have lost a loved one, and friends, I want to say condolences goes out globally, because I know that death is not something that, brings about a good feeling. So condolences to everyone who have lost a loved one to the COVID virus. I'm just recovering from COVID myself, give God thanks and praise it. Yeah, man. It was very, very
thankful
it was a tough
experience,
but thank you very much. You know what I mean? Blessed love.
All right, my brother. One love. And stay
Be
safe.
yourself as well.
Yeah, man, and stay safe.
Yes, Franco. Yes, please. Yeah, man. We just score a goal pound, my salad flavor.
I love that.
Pile Franco.
You hear him doing pile me. All right, my brother. One love.
Yeah, man. Blessed love, man. Thanks again, man, for the opportunity. Thanks for the welcome.
Yeah.
No problem.
Real stuff.
You lead us so full. You belong far away away. Ajuguala lego buseru. Lida mua, lida sungfula. Lida mua, lida sungfula.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
All you gotta do is just speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer so rough. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me know what set me if it could flee. Me I fi take away me say. Me I fi take away me say. Me I fi hide like a thief in the night. Me I fi get out the side. Me I fi take away me say. I fi take away me say. I fi utilize I weeds. Shorty I cleave your
Unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
But how can I face you when all I wanna do is just taste you? I know you think I play me, but soon you're gonna see the light of day. Just relax, don't move an inch. I'll be gone in a pinch. May I feel take away myself. May I feel take away myself. get out of sight.